Hi, my name is Takara, the owner of Crown Me Queen Beauty. I am wearing one of my collections from my online store. This is Brazilian straight, except for it's in blonde. And this is a wig that I've had for a few months now, just to kind of test it out. I've worn it a few times. I went out in it, I've worn it all day, and I really haven't done much to it as far as maintaining and upkeeping it. As you know, like any hair that you buy, whether it's unprocessed or whether it is processed hair, once you wear it a while, it does what it's naturally going to do. It's going to shed, it's going to become dull, it's going to do all those things because the hair is no longer attached to a scalp. It's going to do this. And this is your unprocessed hair. This is your processed hair. It's just going to do that after a certain amount of time, you know, it being worn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how good my line is and the hair on my website by doing a brief little demonstration here. This way you don't have to keep going back and forth to the beauty supply stores or going online and purchasing wigs for X amount of dollars. Okay, so as I said, no matter what kind of hair it is, whether it's processed hair or unprocessed hair, eventually, you know, because the hair is not attached to the human scalp, it's going to begin to shed. It's going to become dull. It's going to get tangly and all those things. So what I'm doing right now, I just brushed the hair, and this is how my ends look. I don't want my ends looking like that. I want my ends to be straight. I want them to be nice and silky like how it was when I first purchased the hair, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I am going to take the ends of the hair, excuse me for that, and I am just going to trim the hair that is shedding. It's become really detangled. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to cut the stuff that just look like it don't need to be there any longer. And I'm the type of girl, I like long hair. This is 32 inches, so I do want to keep it long, so I'm not giving it a major cut. I'm just trimming the ends just like we have to do with our hair. But keep in mind, this hair isn't attached to the scalp, it's attached to a cap. So you definitely have to make sure that you upkeep your hair. And that way you get your money's worth, basically. So what I did was I got just a conditioner. And you can get any conditioner. You don't have to get the conditioner that I use or anything like that, or a well-known one, but just get a conditioner that's going to do its job, and that's just to smooth the hair out, make it soft, and make it easy to manage. And you want to add enough on your hand and kind of rub it together and make sure that you are getting it all through the hair. And you may get some more of that stuff at the ends again, but what you can do is clip it. Clip that stuff, because all that is dead hair. If it's coming off like that easy, then it's just dead hair and it needs to come off anyway. No need to keep the dead stuff, okay? So then I need to clean my brush here. But basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to brush it again. So I am going to brush it again. And brush it all the way down to the ends of my hair. And if anything is coming out, like I said, you want it to, because that's just dead hair. And it's going to do that because hair sheds, it dies. But especially if it's tight, it's not connected to the human scalp. It has no life to it. So you have to keep it up. It's important. So I've brushed it. all the way out. I don't think I have any more dead hair. I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to trim anything that just looks like it doesn't belong because I want it to be nice and I want it to be straight. So I'm going to add a little bit more conditioner, but this time I'm just going to add it to the tips. And I'm going to just, you know, massage it on in there, work it on in there, however you want to call it. But I'm going to make sure that my ends look even and just kind of look the way that I want it to look. I like my hair to look silky. I like that look. I like it to be soft, and I don't like it tangled. So if I spread this across my top, you can still see a little bit of the hair that looks like it just doesn't belong, but it has softened up the hair. So I'm gonna do a little bit more cutting because, like I said, I'm not taking away from the length. I'm not doing a major cut or a major style or anything like that. What I'm doing is the hair that gets all like this and all tangly, and as soon as you comb it or, you know, put your fingers through it and it comes out, that's dead hair. So that needs to go anyway. So I am going to do the dead hair check. And basically I'm lifting the hair up and I see some stuff that just don't look like it belongs. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And that's it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start at the top of my hair. And I have a wand, so I'm going to wand it because I want to curl. Now, you don't have to wand it just to basically bring your hair back. If you purchase the body wave hair and say that you want it straight, okay, so then the best thing to do with the hair would be to wash it and condition it. You can do it while it's on the cap, while the hair is still attached to the cap, excuse me. The only thing you would need to do basically is just make sure that you use your blow dryer and you dry it, okay? Or even if you have one of those dryers that you can sit under, you can put it underneath there and you can just dry it. And then it'll dry the cap, it'll dry the hair, okay? So anywho, you can use a flat iron, you could use a wand, you can use a curling iron. Whatever look that you want to achieve, you can achieve it. So I am just going to flatten out the top with my wand and make sure that it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to, of course, twirl the hair around the wand and make sure that it goes all the way to the bottom and that the tip of my hair would be at the tip of the wand. So the bottom of my hair would be at the tip of the wand. And I let it sit for a little while, normally like a minute. And then after I let it sit, and then I make sure that the curl is tight. I let it sit for a while. I'm going to do it just a little while longer. And then I release it, and it gives me a curl. Now, I'm the type of person, I want my curl to be a little tighter than that. So I'm going to brush it again. And I'm going to go over it one more time. But this time I'm going to pull it to the front. And I'm going to make sure that my curl is nice, that the wand has my hair just nice and tightly wrapped around it, like so. Like one of those old school curls. But that's what you need basically in order to make sure that the curl is going to last. I'm just taking my finger and wrapping around the wand. That's all. Okay. So now I'm taking it out. And you see that curl nice and tight? And then if I loosen it up, it kind of just bounces right back. If I decide like later on that I want to, you know, add it with the hair that is going to be curled too, then I just kind of add it back there. If I want a more softer curl, then what I can do is I could just brush this part of it, and I could just curl the bottom of it. For instance, if I wanted just to kind of like, you know, kind of, I don't know what to call it, but just kind of have it lay like to the side, kind of like in like a feather type of look. I could curl it just the bottom of it and make sure that I keep the top flat, so then I'm not going to bring the wand all the way up, and I can just add it to the hair. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl the rest of my hair like this. And I think for like the top part of my hair, I'm going to go for the flow look, so that it can look like it's just kind of flowing together in the front. You call it feather, you call it whatever you want to call it, but I'm just going to say I'm just going to go with the flow look. And with that look, I'm just going to keep basically the top part of it straight, and I'm going to curl the very bottom. Okay? So I'm flattening it out, and then I'm curling the bottom. But tightly I am securing the hair around the wand, and I'm not going to go too far up because, like I said, like I mainly just want this to be just a little straight at the top, and I just kind of want it to flow with the rest of the curls. But if you want to check my website and look at other the other hair and stuff that I have on there, you're more welcome to do so. My website is www.crownmequeenbeauty.com, and on there I have wigs, I have human hair wigs, Brazilian hair, I have hair bundles, curly, straight, whatever it is that you like. And to kind of remind you of the dead hair, remember I only fixed a certain part of the wig itself. So like the more I brush it, the more I comb, I'm going to find more dead hair. And the only thing that I can do to it at this point is what we did before, you know, trim the ends, add the hair conditioner on there. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this around the wand like so. I'm going to make sure that the curl goes a little further up, just because I don't want it to be too tight, but I don't want it to be too loose either. Okay, so that's more like it. That's what we were looking for. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I'm just going to lean forward and let you look at it. Okay, so then what we're going to do is, when I'm finished with my hair, of course, I'm going to take my fingers and kind of claw this back. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to curl the rest of my hair like that. There's no need to put any more conditioner on this side of the wig because we've already done so. But I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. I don't see those scraggly ends, so I don't need to trim it or do anything to it. I'm just going to curl it. And just remember, you know, you have to keep your hair up because as we said before, like, you know, it is human hair or it is unprocessed hair, but it's not like it has life to it any longer because it's not attached to the scalp. So we definitely have to make sure we do a little more to keep the hair looking how we want it to look. Okay. So I'm going to hold this for just a little bit. And then let it go. And you see that? See the difference between basically the rest of the hair and then this part that I've curled already. So like I said, really good quality hair, whether it's unprocessed or even if it's just the human hair. We have really good quality hair at my store, but you have to keep it up. You know, I'm not going to sell you some hair and then once this hair goes bad, say, hey, you come back and get you another wig, girl. No, I'm not going to do you like that. I'm going to show you how to keep what you have. And then if you want a different look, like say you want the wavy look or something like that, then you can switch it. So I'm going to do the same thing with this. And now I'm using bigger chunks basically, because I could wrap it completely around the wand either way it goes. But just to kind of speed it up, you know, because you may be on your way to work. You may be on your way to the park with kids, volleyball practice, basketball practice, or, you know, a night out with the girls, whatever it may be. You may not have like hours to sit in the mirror repairing hair, which is one of the reasons why you bought the wig in the first place, right? So, okay, I'm going to take this chunk of hair versus going, you know, using the smaller chunks. I'm going to take this one, it's a little bit more thick. I'm going to check the ends real quick. I do have some dead hair, but I'm just going to, you know, make sure that the dead hair isn't on there. I'm checking my ends, and I see a little bit of stuff that I don't like, and I'm just going to go ahead and trim it. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did in the front. I'm just going to wrap the hair around the wand, and I'm going to keep going up and up and up and up till I'm all the way at the top where the cap is, and then do it like that. This one I don't have as tight, so like to avoid myself unwinding it, I am just going to use my fingers and try my best to make it a little tighter. Because like I said, you may be in a hurry and you may not have a lot of time to do that. So, and I'm going to let this stay just a little longer only because I didn't have a good grip to begin with. So now I'm going to let it go, and hopefully it looks like the other ones, because remember that's the part I didn't have a good grip on. So I'm going to let it go, and it does. It looks like just like the other ones. I don't like how the ends look because it doesn't have that curl, the spiral to it. And if it looks like this, then I know that my curl is not going to last that long. But again, like I said, for the women that are in a hurry, you may not have a lot of time to keep going over and over your hair. The part that's not curled the way that you want it to, all you have to do is just take it and then, you know, curl the bottom. So I'm curling the bottom right now. I'm going to let it sit for a little while. Okay, so that's it. There you go. So, but when I'm finished with it, the plan is to take this front part and kind of feather it and stuff to the back. You can just like mess around with it however you want. If you want it high up like that, you can, you know, do so. Or if you want it low and kind of like sexy, like in your face or, you know, in your eye, just make sure you can see. You can do it like that, but the whole point is keeping that top straight and then curling the ends if you want to achieve that look. So I'm going to recurl this because I do like curls. If I'm going to curl it, I'm going to curl it. So just let that fall on down. But as you can see already, like in comparison to this part of the wig and this, it looks like a totally different wig. But all of this is to say that we have really good quality hair at Crown Queen Beauty, and you can buy the hair, you can purchase the wigs, whether it's the unprocessed hair or even the human hair that is processed. You are getting quality hair, and you can always bring it back. You can wash it, you can condition it, you could dye it. I am going to do a tutorial in a few days that I'm going to be doing a demonstration of dyeing the hair, and I'm going to show you how the hair basically just stays the same. But it's all about the conditioner and things that you put on it. It's all about how you take care of it. So I'm almost finished with this side of the hair, because now I'm taking like the larger chunks. Like I said, this is for the girl that's on the go, because sometimes you may not have time to sit there and do strand by strand and all that. It looks perfect when you do it, but we're going to make this look perfect too. So I just brushed it, and some of this side of the hair, I've already added the conditioner on, so I don't need to really do it again. But if I do see dead hair, I'm just, taking it and I'm letting it do what it do, which is fall off, because that's what dead hair does. And I'm checking the ends. I don't want my ends to look all raggedy, so what I don't like, I'm just clipping. But I'm not doing a major haircut, so I don't lose my length. I'm just getting rid of the dead hair, the hair that needs to be gone anyway. Okay? So, I'm going to brush that one more time. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the larger chunk. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start at the bottom of the wand. And I'm just going to roll it onto the top. I think I'm going to do that. And then the rest of it, I'm just going to wrap at the top. Push that back on down there. And I'm going to make sure that I have all of the hair basically wrapped around the wand. Just like that. There we go. So as you can see, it's wrapped around the wand. And I'm just going to let it sit for just a little bit. But this is from our girl that's on the go. You may not have time to sit there and piece by piece and hair by hair, get all this together. But you may have the time just to basically, grab a big chunk and just wand it. And that's why I like the wand, because you can do that. But I'm sure you can do that with the flat irons and things like that. You can also do it with a regular curling iron. But just use what you have. And then once you take it out, as you can see, you see how that hair just bounces? You see that? And I mean, it's long hair. Like I said, this is a really long wig. I mean, it's all the way down to here. But it's going, when I curl it, it goes all the way up here. But at the same time, during the day or as I move around, it's going to fall. But when it falls, it's going to still be curled and it's going to look really nice. So the idea is to make your curls tight so that they can last longer and save you some money at the same time. So I only have a few more chunks that I'm going to do over here on this side. And as I said, I've already put in the conditioner, so I don't need to add any more. But I'm brushing it. And basically, I'm looking at the ends. I'm always checking my ends. And if I see anything that look like it don't belong, we already talked about dead hair, and it's supposed to fall out anyway. It's not supposed to be there. So whatever is coming out is just dead hair that's supposed to come out anyway. But I'm checking my ends. I don't like my ends looking raggedy, so I'm going to just trim it. And once again, I'm not taking away from the length by doing this. Ladies, you are not losing the length by trimming the ends. That's just hair that needs to come out anyway. It's dead hair. So you still keep your length. You're just trimming what doesn't belong. So I've done that. I've already put conditioner on it. So I know that I don't need to put anything else on it. As you can see from these curls, no more conditioner is needed. So I'm just going to brush it one more time. Like that. Okay. And then I am going to get my wand again. And I'm going to start up here, very top of my hair, and I'm going to get them as much as I possibly can around this wand. Alrighty. So I'm just wrapping, and it may seem like, gosh, that's a lot of hair wrapped around there, but this wand gets pretty hot, so it can curl it. Let's make sure that it's all the way around it. And like I did before, I'm just going to let it sit for a moment and let it do what it do. But as you can see, we already have some beautiful curls over here, and I'm going to do the same thing to this side. But as you can tell already, like, just, it's upkeep. That's all it is. You have to keep the hair up. You don't have to run out and buy another wig, buy some more tracks. Just keep the hair up, especially if you buy really good quality human hair or unprocessed hair. You could keep the hair up on your own, but you have to have time to condition it, to wash it, to keep it together, basically. You know, to let the dead hair go, basically, so that your hair could look nice and you can keep it a little longer. But again, my website is www.crownmequeenbeauty.com. Again, that's www.crownmequeenbeauty.com. Alrighty, so now I'm going to take this curl out, and look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nothing looks raggedy. Everything looks together. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And if I see any dead hair, because I don't like anything left behind, maybe something didn't get curled or something like that, I'm just one of those girls, I'll go ahead and cut it. But that's how I am with my hair. So I'll just go ahead and cut it and make it all blend in together. Because I don't need it anyway. If it's dead hair, go. I don't need it. Okay. So then I only have this chunk. And I'm going to do the same thing to it that I did to all the other chunks. I'm just going to brush it out. But I always start at the ends first. And then I work my way up. I'm just going to take these. I'm going to throw them back there. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to brush it. I've already added conditioner to it, so I don't need to add any more conditioner. I just need to brush it. Brush it and make sure that it's soft. It's soft anyway because of the conditioner, but it's always good to brush it. And I'm just going to run my fingers through it. And just remember, if I see any unwanted hair, any dead hair that's coming out, I'm just going ahead, I'm just pulling that on out. If it's coming out as I'm combing through it, it needs to come out anyway. It's dead hair. So, and sometimes it'll just sit there like this, and it'll be there at the bottom. So then that's the little raggedy ends we don't want. Let's go ahead and trim that. Trim it, trim it, trim it. Okay. And then instead of doing a big chunk, I'm going to make this into two chunks. And then I'm going to curl it. Okay, so I'm going to wand, take the hair and wrap it around the wand, just like I did all the other times. And then I'm just going to take it and do it all the way up to the top of my hair. And then just let it sit. Let it sit for a minute or two. This is some hair that we already curled. One of the looser ones in the front. But as you can see, it looks good. It's not raggedy looking or anything like that. Comparing it to where we started, it looks like it's just fresh out of the package. And I love that look. So I'm holding it for a while so that the curl can be a little tighter like the ones that I put in the back. Okay, so go ahead and take the curl out. See that? And that's beautiful. Very cute. And then this is my last little chunk over here on this side. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to change anything up except for I need to clean out my brush, because I just don't like a lot of hair in the brush while I'm using it. Okay, so I'm putting that over there so I can get to the chunk that I'm trying to get to. And I'm just going to brush it out like I did the other times. See? I mean, like I said, it's going to shed. You're going to have some dead hair. You have dead hair in your, you know, with your natural hair. You have the same thing even when you buy the hair. But you just have to keep it up. Just like you do your hair. Okay. So I do have some dead ends. Remember, we don't like the raggedy ends. So I'm going to go ahead and trim what I don't like. And I'm not taking away from the length. As you can see, the hair is still long. See that? The hair is still long. I'm just basically trimming what's already dead. The lifeless hair. So, and I'm going to take my same wand and I'm going to wrap it around the same way. I'm just going to wrap it. And this is because I'm trying to move a little faster. Like I said, we all don't have like hours just to sit and do this in the mirror. So this is for the girl who's on the go, on her way to work, on the way to practice with the kids, you know, on the way to taking the kids to the park, grocery store, night out with the girls. You just got off of work, running a little late, got out the shower, need to hurry up and do something with your hair. It's for the girl that's moving fast. I created this for people like myself, the girl that's on the go. So, anywho, I'm wrapping this and it's around the wand and I'm just going to let it just hold in its hold there just for a few moments. But when it's finished, it's going to be cute. Okay. So I'm going to hold it on there a little longer. But I love the way it turned out. And it makes me happy to know that I'm putting good product out there, because I myself, I've, you know, purchased extensions before that, I mean, you can't even do this to. Once it's through, it's through. It's just over with. It ain't no get back. So, like, it makes me happy that I am putting good product out there, because I use the product myself. And the fact that I could, you know, purchase a wig and then basically if I need to fix it, be able to do so, that means the world to me, because you can keep your wigs as long as you want to keep them. You know, you don't have to feel like, okay, I purchased this wig, I spent all this money, now I can't use it anymore. What to do, you know? We're not movie stars, so we can't go and keep purchasing hair and purchasing hair and purchasing hair. This is from my on-the-go girl. My everyday girl working 9 to 5. Or even at night, however it is. But you know what I'm saying. Okay. There we go. And I'm taking this out. And voila. Look at that. Now, y'all remember how the hair looked before. I'm sure you do. And if you don't, I did not do this section. I left this out. Okay? So this is the section that needs to be curled and conditioned like we did this. But compare this side to this side. Now, y'all know that's some get back. Y'all know that's some get back. I love it. So like I said, if you are looking for some good quality hair, whether it be wigs, wigs of any kind. If it's the human hair you're looking for, the human blend, I don't have synthetic wigs at the time, but you know, maybe later on I will. But if you need human hair wigs, if you're looking for human hair bundles, all of my hair is good quality hair, as you can see. Even if it looks like it's getting raggedy and out of style, you can always fix it. Just, you know, follow the steps basically that I just used, and your hair will be back from looking like this to I don't know what to do with it to looking like this, like it's fresh out of the package again. Okay, so remember to subscribe to this page, and also if you like what you see, I want you to go ahead and take a look at my website. The website address is www.crownmequeenbeauty.com. Again, that's www.crownmequeenbeauty.com. You have a lovely night, and remember, girl, don't throw that wig away. You purchase from me, then you can bring your wig right on back, okay? You can wash it, condition it. If you want a different color, maybe you want the blonde. Maybe all we have is a jet black and you want the blonde. You could color it. I'm going to do a demonstration on that in a little while. But you can color it. You can do whatever it is you want to do to it, as long as you keep it up. Use your conditioners. Let go of that dead hair. Don't worry about losing the length, because the length is going to stay. As you can see, it's still long. It's still long. But the dead hair is what you're getting rid of, okay? So remember, it went from looking like this to looking like this, okay? Love y'all.